cornbread. So
Really
I'm gonna get
All right.
the pan getting hot.
All right, so while you're doing that, I'm gonna mix the dry ingredients together. So I have some baking powder here, and this is just sort of a regular grind cornmeal. Sometimes it can be a very coarse grind. You don't wanna really use stone ground for this. And this is just all-purpose flour. Oops. There's no sugar in cornbread, but in this one, we're going there. All right, and some kosher salt. Gonna just whisk these dry ingredients together because I want them to be distributed evenly before we add our wet to this.
Beautiful. All right, so the first thing I did while you were doing that, Liz, I separated an egg. So I got the yolk in here, I have the white in here, which I will whip in a second. To that, I am going to add whole milk. Minus 1 teaspoon. And then melted whole unsalted butter. And as you are doing that, I am gonna start mixing my egg white. So I have the 1 egg white here, and I have 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, which is going to help stabilize my egg whites a little bit.
I'm glad I'm not doing that.
Here's a great little trick. So you put a little of your batter in with your egg whites at first, and you could smoothly mix that together, and it kind of loosens up your egg whites and gets it going.
All
right,
Okay.
so as you're folding
So
that,
I'm just gonna
Lizzie,
kind of fold, right?
the pan is now nice and hot. I have duck fat spray that I'm slightly obsessed with, but it's gonna add tons of flavor. So liberally spray it. It has a high smoking point. I'm gonna put it right over the coals. All right, so batter goes in. Oh yeah, oh yeah, see it? You can see it. So the mix is in our pan. You could see that little sizzling happen, and it's also starting to puff and rise around the exterior. That is a great sign. I'm gonna move this off the direct coals now. We are going to close the lid, and 415 degrees is where we are looking. So lid goes down, vents all the way open to kind of bring that heat up. This is gonna go for 20, 25 minutes.
I'm gonna get this honey butter going for our cornbread. So I have just a whole stick of butter in there. And I'm just really eyeballing this. I've made a lot of honey butter in my life. A little splash of vanilla. This is actually a little bit of smoked cinnamon that we have in our pantry. That is kind of a nice little touch. All right, so now I'm just gonna get this till it's nice and smooth and dollopable. I'm actually gonna just throw a teeny little salt pinch in there.
And look, the cornbread came off. It's still nice and warm. And Liz is gonna give it a little spread. I'm gonna cut a couple chunks of this cornbread.
Look at that.
There we go.